Hello friends of Sudoku. Once again, welcome to an expert level Sudoku from sudoku.com. It's sudoku.com's classification, not mine. I think I need to remind you. A 7 blocks over, another 7 blocks over, and 7 blocks down. So a 7 goes here. Now we have a 1 and a 5. They must go in these two squares. And therefore, these squares must be a 4, 3, and a 6. We have a 3 and a 4 in the row, so a 6 is forced to go here. There's a 2 and a 7 blocking across here, and a 2 and a 7 blocking across here. So these two squares must be a 2 and a 7, and they block up here. These 2 and 7 block up here, so these two squares also must be a 2 and a 7. So since these two squares must be a 2 and a 7, and we got a 5 blocking across like so, this square must be a 5. We have a 5 blocking across here and a 5 blocking up, so one of these squares must be a 5. And we have a 5 blocking across and a 5 blocking across and a 5 blocking up, so here comes a 5 for us. These two 5s block across, this blocks up, this blocks down, so here's another 5. A little bit of extra information. The 4 blocks over here, so one of these is a 4. Therefore, a 4 must go here or here. This 6 blocks across here, so a 6 must go here or here, and therefore a 6 must go in one of these 3 squares. So we got a 4 and a 6 occupying 2 of these 3 squares here. And the third digit looks to be a 9, because we have a 9 blocking these squares. So we have got a 4, 6, and a 9 occupying these squares here, making these a 1, 3, and an 8. We have a 1 and a 3 here, and they need to find homes here and here. So these being a 1 and a 3, what are these then? They must be a 6, 8, and a 9. We know that these are 2s and 7, so what's missing? A 5 and a 4, and they must go in these two squares. The 5 blocks over here, so this is the 4 and this is the 5. Coming back to the 1 and the 5 here, leaving a 3 and a 4 for these squares. The 4 now blocks over, making this a 3 and this a 4. Now we must have a 2 in one of these two squares, and the reason for this is that one of these must be a 2, the other must be a 7, remember? Therefore, a 2 can't go here, and this 2 blocks this square from being a 2, so a 2 must go in one of these two squares here. So if we take a closer look at these squares here, we only need 4 squares to be filled. We know that a 7 can't go here, we know that a 9 can't go here, and we have just established that a 2 must go here or here. Therefore, a 2 can't go here either, leaving only an 8 for this square. This 8 blocks over, so does this. Therefore, this must be an 8. We are still left with a 2 and a 7 here, but now we have this 9 blocking over, giving me a 9 for this square here, and this therefore must be a 6. These are still 1 and 3. A 2, 7, and a 9 needed across here. We have a 2 and a 9 blocking this square, which therefore must be a 7. This is now a 2 and a 9, and therefore this must be a 7, making this a 7 and this a 2. This 2 blocks over, this 2 blocks up, therefore a 2 must go here. The last digit here, of course, needs to be a 3. And these two squares now must be a 1 and a 6. We are now closer to the 4, 6, and a 9 that need to go in these squares here. However, we now have a 7 blocking down, 1 7 blocking across, 1 7 going up. So a 7 must go here, and that resolves the 2 and a 7 issue we had here. This must now be a 2, while this must be a 7. This 2 blocks across, so does this. This blocks up. Here is a 2. I don't know if it's going to help much, but we know that one of these is a 1, so none of these can be a 1, and therefore a 1 will have to go in one of these 3 squares here, but that's more like a desperate piece of information than any help. But I think I'm spotting an 8, and I'm spotting an 8, I think, because this 8 blocks across here, this 8 blocks down. So we got to have an 8 here or here, blocking over. This 8 also blocks over, while this 8 blocks down. So an 8 must go here, and that gives us an 8 for this square here. I think that is a huge help, because now the 3 blocks down, making this a 1 and this a 3, and this a 1. These two squares now must be a 3 and a 6, while these must be a 4 and a 5. The 5 blocks over, so the 4 must go here and the 5 here. And we also had a 1 5 here from earlier, remember. Now the 5 blocks over, making this a 1 and this a 5. We did say that one of these 3 squares must be a 1, and now we know that this 1 blocks over and this also blocks over, so the 1 is forced to go here. There's a 3 blocking down here and a 3 blocking across, making this a 3. The 8 blocks here and here, so then 8 must go in this square. 8 blocks down, 8 blocks down, 8 blocks over, 8 therefore goes here. We now have all the 5s, all the 7s, and all the 8s in this grid. So I'm pretty confident that we shall succeed in solving it. As we all recall, I'm sure these must be a 4, 6, and a 9, leaving only one digit, and that is a 1, which must go here. And that gives us a 1 for the top row, and this square therefore must be a 6. These two squares now must be a 9 and a 4. However, the 9 blocks down here, there's 9 blocks over, so here is a 9. The 9 tracks up here, the 9 goes down here, so this is a 9. The 4 blocks here, so that is our 6, and this must be the 4. 4 blocks down, 4 blocks down, 4 goes here. These two squares must be a 6 and a 3. 3 blocks down, so the 6 goes here and the 3 here. This 6 blocks over, so a 6 goes here, and this is a 3. Here now we need a 3 and a 2. Oh, let's do this one first, shall we? It must be a 9. The 9 blocks up, so a 9 goes here. And this square, therefore, must be, what was missing up here? A 2, which blocks down, 2 blocks over, 2 therefore goes here. The last digit here has got to be a 3, which blocks up, and the 3 blocks over, so a 3 goes here. This square now can only be a 6. 6 blocks down, 6 goes here. And we can all guess that a 4 must go here and therefore here, and this must be the final one. A nice expert puzzle by sudoku.com. I liked this one as well. It wasn't overly difficult, but it's a very nice exercise puzzle when we try to solve puzzles without notation. I hope that you enjoyed it as well, and please come back for more soon. Bye for now.